Hello, everyone. Once again, thank you so much for taking time and joining us for this press conference. Sir will be joining us shortly. In the meantime, we would like to play two videos for you all. Kabil and San, can you please play the videos for us?
మారుతున్న కాలంలో మరమొగ్గములు మరుగున పడి ఖాదీ చేనేత కళాకారులు నలిగిపోతున్నారు. కొన ఊపురుతో కొట్టుమిట్టాడుతున్న కళకి దారి చూపిస్తూ నలిగిన చేనేత పనికి కొత్త వెలుగులోకి తీసుకురావడానికి శ్రీ కమల్ హాసన్ గారికి పాదాభివందనములు.
We take pride in reaching our zero carbon weavers and dyers to the global consumer. Empower this endeavor and become a responsible world citizen.
Thank you so much. So this was a documentary that was made by the team. Now we would like to play a 1-minute ad film on Khadar.
Fashion is civil, yet disobedient.
Thank you so much. I would now like to introduce Mr. Bhaskar, Consultant Business Head of KH House of Khadar and KH Memor, to come speak few words.
Thank you, Manasi. It's my honor to invite friends from the media on behalf of Mr. Kamal Hassan and his team of KH House of Khadar for the official launch of our website. I'm truly overwhelmed with the opportunity given to me now by Kamal sir to drive and direct the new business initiatives under his leadership. I've been associated with sir for more than 4 years, and now this responsibility is quite interesting, nevertheless challenging for sure. I would like to keep this introduction pretty simple as what Khadar symbolically stands for. KH House of Khadar is Kamal says vision to redefine fashion. Qadar, a hand-spun and hand-woven cloth, tell you an incredible story of India and the great community that we have been for more than 1,000 years now. Over the last few decades, the economies no doubt have been growing, but the ecosystem on the other hand have been unfortunately waning. The value creators have to be conscious and accountable for leaving a sustainable legacy for the future generation. And that's what we strongly believe in. From the fashion industry, KH House of Qadar stands committed to sustainable social and economic growth by redefining fashion and standing aligned to the artisanal roots, rural development, sustainability, and low carbon footprint with the use of Qadar. The excellent in-house design expertise available in KH House of Qadar, led by none other than the connoisseur Mr. Kamal Hassan himself, has ensured that we have one of the best collections of Qadar that are truly international and inspirational. Our team is all ready to present you today more about KH House of Qadar and the website that we are launching today. We shall, with all earnestness, take the skill and talent of our incredible viewers globally and create a viable and sustainable enterprise. Looking forward to each one of your support in this initiative of ours. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Now I would like to introduce Mr. Ratnavelu, director and cinematographer of Qadar Ad Film.
Good evening. It's a privilege and honor to direct and cinematograph a commercial for KH House of Qadar and working with Kamal sir. I've been an ardent fan of Kamal sir for so many years. It was really a true honor. It was not only directing an international level commercial, it had so much of feel, emotion to it. And I would appreciate the great effort of Kamal sir towards the upliftment of our indigenous viewers. It's really incredible effort, I could say. And he gave me loads of information regarding this Qadar, right from our freedom time until present day. That gave me so much of inspiration to give a very good commercial. In fact, the entire commercial, we had a theme with a weaving sound. So that gave an impact. Though it's an international standard commercial with modern clothings, it had a Indian touch to it. The struggle and work of the artisans. Once again, I would like to thank the entire team. Amrita had given a fantastic costumes, and each and every costumes were in par with the Western standards. And the set direction, everything was good, I guess. Thank you so much.
Would now like to play another video for you all. so much. I would now like to introduce Amrita Ram, Head of Design and Creatives, KH House of Khadar, to come say a few words for us.
Hi. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very good evening to everyone. First of all, sir, thank you very much for this opportunity for KH House of Qadar. So proud and honored to be a part of this. When I started my dream as a fashion designer, I wanted to head a brand, but then I started from where we began now in the West. I started in New York, and this was my dream, but then I got into the film industry, and I loved what I did, but then I had something bigger waiting for me, which I didn't know, which came through, sir, to design a brand that has a purpose. And it feels like it's come one whole circle, starting here in the West and taking a fabric from our country back here. When we launched in Chicago, it was a very proud moment. And the prouder moment is to be working with sir and be working with a brand that's so proudly endorsing sustainability in all ways that we can. So yes, and so proud and honored to be a part of this. And we have a greater vision, and with sir's guidance, I think, yeah. So looking forward. Thank you all for your support. And once again, thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Can we have Mr. Praveen to take us through the website now?
Sure. Can you all hear me?
Yes.
Yes. Can you enable screen sharing for me, please?
Yeah, Praveen, you can share.
Okay. Thank you. Okay. So here's the website of khhk.in, Kamal Haasan House of Qadar. We are in the landing page, which enables you to select your country and region. So under the landing page, we have two options. One is for India and another for international and other countries. As soon as you select India, it kind of leads you on to the Indian banner page. So where you have the home page, and on the home page, it gets you through the
Fashion is civil, yet disobedient.
So any user can see this video. They can again click on the home page to see the video again. You have the entire menu here, starting with the brand story, which communicates the whole story in terms of what is the story behind this brand and who are we planning to work with and so on. I'll leave it for about 30 seconds for you to read through. Okay, below each of the pages, you will find the contact us information, the policies that your whole website works under, and how you can reach House of Qadar. You go back to the menu, you have the vision statement of the brand. Where we have a beautiful quote from Mahatma Gandhi. And then you have the rest of the pages, which is the standard pages that you can see across the website. Getting back to the menu, the collection. Talking about the collection that we see in this shopping site today, which is Nannul. We also have an explanation about what Nannul is and what the collection stands for. From here, going on to the items that you can shop. So for men, the collections. You have the list of collections here. The name of the item, the color indication, and the pricing for each of the items. So we can select any of the items here. You will see a photo of the product and a photo of the model image also. This can be added to the cart. You have information such as pricing chart here, which can be shared onto several social media sites. You also have other recommendations that's coming in. Go back to shopping. This is for men. And for women again, you have the product listing, the name of the product, the color, and the pricing for each of the product. So I'll select one here. Similarly, the product photos and the model photos. Let me add this to the cart. So once you add your products to the cart, you can check this out, wherein you can proceed to checkout, and then wherein all the shipping address and the rest of the items can be given, and you can continue to pay. Going back to the menu. So we have the media page, wherein different articles and media sites about the brand is listed. Wherein the source is directly listed, you can jump onto the source from here. And lastly, the gallery page, wherein we have photos about the launch that we had in the US. This is an insight in terms of what's available in the gallery. Then I come back to the list of policy documents that's available within the website, including the shipping policy, the return or exchange policy, the terms and conditions, which is a detailed terms and conditions that's on the website, along with the privacy policy. You have all the social media handles on the website, the Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and the YouTube. This is broadly what we have on the website. Happy to take any questions.
We'll be taking the questions towards the end of the conference.
Sure.
Thank you. Now, I would like to request Kamal sir to come speak few words, address the media.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen of the media. It's indeed a proud moment to introduce my team. And of course, Qadar needs no introduction. It's woven into the fabric of our nation. So it doesn't need any introduction. We cling on to the thread and climb. So that makes us proud. And we have taken Gandhiji's advice seriously and have become the change that we wanted. Whenever we spoke of exporting Qadar to West, first question asked was, who would want to wear an Indian politician's costume in the West? This is not a politician's costume. It's a historic thread which connects people like the freedom fighters and the free Indians of today. So I'm Mr. Bhaskar, who's our consultant business head of this KH House of Qadar. We all sort of sat together and realized, oh, what a fantastic journey we have embarked upon. It all started with the head of designs and creatives, Amrita Ram. Now she smiles, but she was very apprehensive when we started because she knows a lot about fashion. She was educated in this fashion industry in New York, probably the mecca of fashion, like Paris. So I had to explain, and she thought I am a visionary who thought of a coat and suit in Qadar, but the fact remains that my father, whose very late child I was born when he was around 50. He was part of the independence movement, and he wore Qadar to the court because the dress code insisted on a coat and suit and not traditional Indian dress. There are certain things you have to, the gown, the coat, and things were insisted upon. And there was this subtle rebellion, as they called it, very civil disobedience in wearing what they wanted, but it's our textile. So I have seen him. As a little boy, I've even tried those, like all kids, try your father's coat, which will end up looking like a raincoat for me. So that's where I got the vision from many such lawyers and professionals of the pre-independence time who thought about this, of integrating Khadi into their freedom struggle. So I'm connected to it that way. I'm emotionally connected to Khadi. And the design part of it, it was just a lark. We were just talking. It was a discussion. But then when the design part of it took shape and the first few coats were stitched, I tried them on. And then we dared to try it in front of a larger audience. I'm doing a television show called Big Boss in Tamil. And we get 35 million eyeballs in that show. That's a lot, and we were nervous. But now people are asking when you're going to start sale in House of Khadi. So that kind of inquiry sort of warms the cockles, and we never thought that there'll be such flood of inquiries. And even in the West, the first question is this color? And they want to touch it, they want to stretch it, they want to wear it. And it was very interesting. So according to me, the true and the original East India Company is going to work. So I'm very proud of it. And I thank my team, Mr. Ratnavelu, who's an excellent cinematographer. As a matter of fact, we stole him from a very busy schedule. And he worked with great enthusiasm and emotion. Most of us, or all of us, came into this with that emotion. And including the art director, whom Ratnavelu was kind enough to mention. All that you see in the ad film, the set decoration is all done with khadi, even on the ground. What is laid down on the ground like a carpet is khadi textile. So we have very many plans, accessories, and other things that we will think of in future. I thank Praveen for the website development, and I thank Mr. Narayan Valliyappan, who was very, very helpful when we were constructing this fortress, according to us, of khadi. And I'm very proud to introduce this team and this idea to you. Thank you for your patience. And the website will start operating from 12.00 tomorrow. So we're all waiting. There are no fingers crossed because we're waiting with a big namaste to thank you, the consumers. Thank you very much. Now, I would request my friends from media to initiate a dialogue.
Sir, we have Pasham from Grazia, who unfortunately couldn't join in, but she had two questions. First is for you, why the tagline, fashion is civil yet disobedient?
Because the civil disobedience part, I wanted to somehow remind the people. In today's time, it's forgotten, but we can. We don't have to shed blood to start a revolution. That's a great example. We gave the example to the world. I have no authorship over it, but my forefather had it. And so I'm proud of it. And that's why I said fashion is civil, because the very idea we clothed our nude body was to make ourselves civil in a society. From fig leaves to fashion is a long journey, but we made it. And in that, khadi is a very, very political thread that ties India together. And that's why I used one of the coinages to remind people of the civil disobedience which changed, which shook the lion's mane, the British lion's mane, that is, for which Gandhiji was incarcerated for that speech, where he said, shake the lion's mane.
And the second question is for Amrita ma'am. What is your vision behind taking the brand international?
Brandon?
International, globally.
That's the only place to go. I mean, that's why I said, this is the true East India Company going into business. We should be proud.
Right. Amrita ma'am, would you like to add a few things on this?
Yeah, I mean, I was always fascinated by the fabric culture and heritage of India. So when I started this many years back as a student, when I had to do projects, I did projects like East meets West. And, you know, I mean, as a student, whatever you do, I used to use Indian fabrics and Western silhouettes. So this was always my dream. And when I had a fabric with so much history behind it, and when I had a visionary like Kamal sir saying yes to this, I was like, yes, then it's all out there laid for me in the planner. I just had to put things together. And yeah, so here we are in the West. And yeah, I think with Khadi, we're going to create a global revolution in fashion. And with the recent sustainability passed by the New York state, that brands should be responsible and accountable, you know, sustainability and accountability. I think then, you know, we rule the entire list of sustainability rules. So yes, that's about it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Can we please have Akshay Acharya from INS to ask the next question? Yes.
Hello, Kamal sir. Hello, Amrita ma'am. How are you?
I'm fine. I'm fine. Thank you.
So congratulations on the launch of House of Khadar. And my first question would be to you, Kamal sir, that, you know, in today's world, when everything is so globalized and so hyper-connected, how can Khadi bring a revolution and emerge as the signature of the Republic of India?
No, we have many signatures. Our styling is very many hands have come into it. So our signature is myriad. But you saw the ad. If we had just played the ad, you would have thought it's some fashion house and some other fabric other than Khadi. So we are very confident, and what we have shown you are only samplers. We have other ideas. Some very fantastic ideas which are exciting for me, at least.
Yeah. And my second question would be to you, Amrita ma'am. As an artist, as a designer yourself, what is it about the fabric of Khadi that, you know, that stands apart for you, that makes you work on it more?
The fluidity of the fabric. You can groom the fabric the way you want, you know. I mean, it's raw, it's beautiful, it's all out there, it's all natural. So you pick it, you groom it the way you want. So we've just started, you know, like working with it, which is why we kept our first collection very, very basic. It was called Nannul, which means thread. So fine thread. The collection was very basic. We never added any surface texture to it. And if you see the film, we were very clear the models will not wear any accessories for the ramp, because we wanted the fabric to speak for itself. And I hope it did. So yeah, that's that.
Thank you so much.
Yeah,
Can we
thank
have
you.
Manju Ramanan, the editor from Filmfare UAE, can we unmute her, please? Thank you.
Hi. Hello, sir. It's really heartening to see. Can you hear me? Am I audible?
I can hear you, but I can't see. Anyway.
Okay.
I'll have to, so my screen is full. Okay.
Okay. So first of all, I mean, I live outside India, and to have a movement like this come in, I'm waiting to, you know, I mean, we all shop online now, so it's easy and accessible to, you know, buy stuff across the world. But the fact that Chicago, you chose Chicago because Swami Vivekananda is associated with Chicago. And then we talk about the civil disobedient movement. We talk about Gandhi and Khadar. So is that going to be, you know, are you going to have these talking points when you're promoting the brand further so that people remember our freedom movement through fabric?
No, instead of claiming a heritage, the authorship of this idea, I would say that it rhymed with our reason. So we thought we'll go to Chicago. The main reason, the actual truth, is that our partner in the West resides in Chicago. As simple as that.
Okay.
Swami Vivekananda, Gandhiji, all of them are interwoven into our life. So we will meet them one way or other every turn in life.
Okay. Thank you. Can we have Smita from Dainik Jagran next?
Who's talking? Sorry, I can see you now. I located you. The previous answer. Thank you.
Can we unmute Smita from Dainik Jagran? Smita from
She isn't
Dainik.
unmuting. She isn't unmuting.
Smita, you need to unmute yourself.
Nope.
Okay, we can unmute Shabir then from Times Now. Shabir Ahmed. Well, we can't hear you, sorry.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah. Congratulations on this launch, sir. On the eve of Republic Day, a big launch like this. Talking about Khadi, you also spoke about Gandhi. What do you have to say about the current atmosphere? My question is a bit political. The current atmosphere of the hate crime or hate speech in India. Is that something that is concerning you? It's not about Khadi, it's also about taking forward the ideals of Gandhiji. What's happening in Tamil Nadu, school, students' suicide, death is being politicized. So how concerning is all of this, for you as a political leader, as someone who has been closely watching the developments across the country? I'm not talking about Tamil Nadu per se, but across the country, there is an atmosphere of hate, and so many people are talking about it.
You see, the word hate and the use of the word hate is very juvenile, if you ask me. We grow up to understand that we have to cohabit in this world. So I am perturbed about this sort of secessionist idea. Though it talks about unity, it actually speaks about fragmenting the nation and the federal promises that were made this Republic Day many years ago, so 74 years ago, is slowly being swept aside, which is very troubling. But I'm sure that we have many people like Gandhiji, but we must remember to venerate them and give them the space instead of waiting and watching whether they will stand the onslaught. So I am answering it politically, and my finding of discovering Gandhiji did not happen by tuition. My father did not tried and failed. So I was born at the time when Annadurai was the hero in Tamil Nadu, MGR, Mr. Annadurai. And so we were into that mindset, and Gandhi never figured in my school days. Probably anything that you overfeed to children, they think it's available. Let's look at something which is not there. But it's only later on that I discovered Gandhiji on my own. So there's a sense of ownership which I have towards Gandhiji, and it's not today. My discovery was more than 40 years ago. And I've written many, even my Hairam is a way of telling people that I love that man. Not because I have removed the halo from behind Gandhiji's image. And I have desisted from calling him Mahatma. For me, he is imitable. The only question is, do you have the guts to do it? The integrity to do it. So I'm trying, I'm practicing. I believe in rehearsals, and my life I've spent rehearsing. Let's see whether I'll go on stage sometime or other.
Thank you. I would really request the media to refrain from asking any political questions. A sincere request. Can we now have Kyle from Femina to ask the question, please? Yes, thank you.
Yeah. Hi, Vanakkam, sir. First of all, congratulations to you and darling Amrita for this grand launch. And first of all, my question to you, Kamal sir, the fabric and the weave, it belongs to our soil, but you've taken that on a global map and given that a wider identity. So how do you think it is kind of welcoming back home? The fabric and the weaves and the patterns are being welcomed back home.
Let's hope that Khadi will do better than burgers in India or pizzas. I'm sure, but anything recommended by the West is picked up quite quick. So it is a strategy, placing ourselves in the Western market, winning there and coming. It's very Genghis Khanish. Threaten one empire to succumb after showing them how many he has won already. So that's what we thought. If we could win the hearts of the Western people, then we have a lot of stories to tell our people. A lot of nostalgic memories that we can quickly evoke, which is not there in the West. They understand it's a name, it's an iconic name. Like for them, it is like Einstein, Mandela, Jesus Christ, Gandhi, and it's a list of things. For us, it's in our DNA. At least it's in mine. So somebody asked me how much I researched for the film Hey Ram. I said, I don't remember. No, Mr. Richard Attenborough researched for 2 years to make his Gandhi. I said, I don't have to research because I am it. Not by the virtue of the veneration he got, but everybody understands Gandhi. We don't have to research it. If you like him, the research is complete. And somebody, your grandfather, your father, whether it's negative or positive, people would have told you about Gandhi. You cannot escape the ghost of Gandhiji, Ambedkar, and Nehru. And this is what I truly believe.
Thank you.
And that's why the West, and another thing I must say about the fabric is when I went and we had to walk a little bit on this, what we call the platform, and they call it the sidewalk. So we had to walk a little bit in the sidewalk to get into the venue, and it was -3 degrees, and Khadi kept me warm. That's quite surprising. It was experience and a dawning on me. Thank you.
Thank you. Can we have Priya from The Hindu next?
Hi, Mr. Hassan. Hi. So what percentage of your wardrobe comprises Khadi outfits? And how many of the outfits from the House of Khadar are already in your wardrobe?
Okay, go ahead, Amritaji, you can.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
You bullied him, haven't you?
the wardrobe's almost taken over. That's actually the truth, except for what he wears on a regular basis. We've been trying to experiment everything with khadi. So when we flew to Chicago for the launch, we made trenches also in khadi as opposed to everything. So slowly we're replacing everything. And as sir said, we're experimenting so much with the fabric. So I think the day is not far off where it's going to be completely replaced by khadi, khadar. Yes.
And also, we have everything about this. This is House of Khadi. We want to take it to that. There are houses of linen.
Yeah.
Like that. We have a house of cotton, and now we are House of Khadi.
Yes. You're going to have.
We already have the National Khadi Board. So.
Yeah. Whatever you look for in terms of design, we're gonna give it to you.
It's quite surprising. You can mix so many things, but we are not thinking of mixing anything synthetic. People are referring to our brand already, which has not even started shop, but they refer to us when they speak in America.
Yes.
About passing a resolution for an accountability and sustainable textile manufacture. And our dyes, and especially the dye, is zero carbon, and we have the certificate, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
We have a certificate.
So that's our pride. And that's why we'll stick to khadi and give it multiplication. We'll research with the best of other textile guys who will use natural, sustainable material to incorporate along with khadi.
Yes, sir.
Smita from Dainik Jagran wanted to ask you, khadi and Gandhi are associated. You are getting khadi back in fashion. How relevant do you think Gandhi is in today's time?
He was about 200 years ahead of his time. Nobody can beat that many years ahead, and I truly believe. But when you say it, you say Gandhiji is what do you call, at least 200 years is like what do you call, presence in India. Then it'll become just history. But today is relevant to me. What all he said, like the word become the change you want, was said when he inaugurated FICCI. He inaugurated FICCI, the Indian Chamber of Commerce, because at the time when the British decided to mint money in India. I mean, there's no pun in it, but they wanted to start mints in Surat and other places. And suddenly he realized that we must band together and have an opposition voice to that imperialism. So he has been relevant then, and he is relevant today. At least I understand it. I'm of another generation. I'm the fourth generation after him, but for me, he is relevant. Only thing is, I had written a letter about Gandhiji. I'm sorry, I'm making it long-winded, but that's what happens when you talk of Gandhi to me. So I've written a letter an imaginary letter to Gandhiji, where I asked him to remove that halo from behind his head so that I can look him in the eye and to know whether he is looking at me and whether we are looking eye to eye. So that was the content of the letter, and I truly believe that, and that's why my respect for Gandhiji has not at all less than what anybody would like to say, because just because I say take away the halo, I mean no disrespect. I'm actually adding more respect and telling our generation that Gandhiji is imitable. He's not inimitable. So that's why he is relevant. He'll be relevant when people who make fun of him are gone. Even then he was relevant. He was relevant when they shot him dead. He's relevant today.
Sure. Thank you so much, sir. Next question is from Faridun from Bollywood Hungama. Can we please unmute him?
Hi, sir.
Hello.
कैसे हैं आप? How are you, sir?
I'm fine. I'm fine.
All right, it's a great initiative. I have one question for you. You just spoke about the relevance of Gandhiji right now. But so of late, we've seen this this entire culture that many a times the spoken about in certain quarters is rather disrespectful. But at the same time, in the international forums, there is tremendous respect for Gandhiji. How do you look at this dichotomy that we are experiencing right now?
No, I think proximity. I think that's the malady. Gandhiji is ours. Is right under our noses. So we think we can sort of disregard it. It's available. So that's why this disregard. They will understand. Like me, I was no different from all these critiques of Gandhiji. That's the strength of Gandhiji, to me at least. And I have I make no mileage out of saying that, except my journey becomes faster. I get no mileage out of this. Nobody talks of Gandhiji just to pay January 30th. They all go with the wreath and respect him or quote him. So, but for me, the mile by mile in my journey, he makes my journey faster. And this is not something that been party-oriented, politics-oriented. It's a personal friendship with Gandhiji. I know that itself is irreverent when you say that. Friendship with Gandhiji, why not? I was a friend of my father. Why not my great-grandfather?
Thank you. Last question from Manju Raman again, and then we'll be shutting the Q&A round.
Hello, sir. Another question is, how does this initiative empower the weaver? Because I remember looking at Co-optech sarees in Tamil Nadu, where the name of the weaver is usually, where a picture of the weaver is usually in the product. So what is your, how do you get the weaver to limelight through this initiative?
See, they are not looking for limelight, but livelihood.
Yeah.
So that's more important for them. Yeah. Limelight is secondary to them. They're used to thousands of years of not being in the limelight.
Yeah.
So that's not what they're asking for. They don't want to become obsolete.
Right.
So their happiness is genuine, and their best wishes for KH House of Khadi is also genuine, because they know where we're coming from. And this will integrate, it's a very broad spectrum, ambitious project. It's not merely a business. We take pride in doing what, even selling of cocaine is a business, but you can't take pride in having sold that. And the profits are enormous. But we are very sure that we're all set out and qualified now, Amrita Ram will know, to show that this can be a profitable proposition.
100%.
And not just a signature attempt to please some governmental body.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I ask one question to Amrita? Is
Yes.
Khadar woven differently in different parts of India? And
not in different parts of India. You do have different weaves. You have counts, you have the GSM, the warp and weft is different. So you can accommodate it the way you want, something to make a trend, something to make a shirt, which is why we said, it can accommodate every style in the fashion spectrum. Yes, it's woven differently. And for the first collection, we picked up something that's woven a little heavier because we did a fall winter and we've lined it warm. So that was the first collection. But with summer, we're launching the summer collection in the Paris Fashion Week, taking the global dream ahead with Sir next month. So there we will be presenting a different weave of Khadar. And the journey will continue. And as Sir said, the fabric has been hugely appreciated here in the West. So when we launched it, people felt it and they were like, this is so different, but this feels so good. So it feels good because it's handmade, it's hand woven, it's got a lot of heart. Yes, it's woven differently. The first collection, Nannul, we picked a fabric that would work for the fall winter collection. And we have so much more to come in future.
Thank you so much.
And one more thing, it's mostly Amrita's domain, but still just to remind her to jog her memory, Khadi corduroy was shown to me.
Yes.
Something like what I'm wearing, like it was shown to me and I was taken aback. I thought I just said it. But how are we going to compete with jeans and corduroy? And we can with Khadi. So
and we are doing both, Sir, with the upcoming summer collection. Yeah, a part of it is going to be showcased in Paris, and then it's open to the rest of the world. Yeah.
Amrita ma'am, can I please request you to talk about the collection?
Yes, sir, with your permission. So with Nannul, as I explained, we kept the collections very basic, and we also had to have the demography in mind, and we launched it in Chicago. So we did a little bit of trenches, but then, today trenches are so common. You go to Zara in anytime between September to December, or any other brand, any other high street fashion brand, you find all the trenches. So it's not something alien to us, but we have tried to accommodate it. And I have put everything together with the layering concept in mind, so that you can reuse. So this also comes as part of the sustainability. You reuse the garment in different ways. You wear it once and then it's not forgotten. You can use it in different ways. So the concept of layering has been kept in mind while designing this collection. And we followed a color palette that works for the fall winter. We've kept olives, browns, a little bit of blues and pinks that would get into the early spring. So, a wide variety of palettes when it comes to designs, yet we have kept them modern, and then we have the other end also where you can conservatively wear it. We want to take this into the corporate realm as well, which is why we have a lot of jackets which you can just slip on with ease. I'm sure once you pick up the fabric, you wear it, you will understand it will drape on you, it will take your shape, and I think that as a designer, I understand it gives a whole lot of confidence to the person who wears it, when it fits you right. And we have tried to work on a global sizing in terms of the fit. And yes, we are new and we're here to learn, and this is what I'd like to say about the collection. If I've missed out anything, sir, as far as the collection is concerned. And
our idea is not to miss out on anything, and that's why we're here, and we're proud that we are starting our business on the Republic Day.
Yes, very, very proud. Thank you, Mansi. That's about it. And now it's
Thank you, everybody from the media, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, and thank you, my team, for making. I couldn't have explained it better without you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. So one last question before we sign up for today. The media in Dubai wants to know that any plans of coming there soon, because they're really keen on having Khadar there.
I'm all poised to go there next month, but I'm not sure because some of the schedules are being delayed because of the pandemic, which they soon expect to be declared as an endemic. So, all our work is, including House of Qadar progress was delayed. It could have been last Republic Day because we were all ready. So we had to wait. And but as it is, I have a calendar commitment to come to Dubai next month.
Thank you so much.
Fashion is civil, yet disobedient.
Thank you so much for coming in today. That is it. If any further queries, please reach out to us. We'll help you with the press release and all the images required. Thank you.